Caitlin Clark making an appearance last night on Sunday Night Football, and they were showing Taylor Swift, and Caitlin Clark was in the suite. Here, let's start with last night. This was Sunday Night Football, Chiefs, Lions. Chiefs won the game. Of course, Taylor Swift's there because she's engaged to Travis Kelce. This was very early on in the game, by the way. It's first quarter they're showing this. And, people, yikes.
Caitlin Clark showed up to Sunday Night Football sitting right beside Taylor Swift, and NFL fans absolutely exploded. First quarter, cameras catch them in that Chiefs suite, and the internet instantly divides. One side thrilled, the other side furious over what they called the Swift distraction. But here's the twist. When the smoke cleared, Clark came out looking better than ever.
Now, most of the backlash about this is the Taylor Swift part. When she comes in, they put up like a partition, and she walks behind the partition so nobody sees her coming in. Caitlin Clark is in Taylor's squad now. Look, everybody knows she's a massive Taylor Swift fan. Everybody knows that. People do not want to see her on their screens. Last year, there was a famous scene where she looked over or something. She got booed out of the stadium.
Why did she walk straight into a pop culture firestorm and somehow win everyone's respect? Let's break down what actually happened in those first few minutes of the broadcast. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So, did you click the subscribe button? Great. Thank you so much. Now, back to the video. Two worlds collided in the first quarter of Sunday Night Football, and fans didn't know how to react. Cameras cut to the Chiefs suite, and there it was, Caitlin Clark sitting right beside Taylor Swift. Within minutes, that short clip spread across social media. Sports Twitter, pop culture accounts, and fan pages all rushed to post it. It was the kind of moment that wasn't supposed to happen. A WNBA superstar and the biggest pop star on the planet sharing screen time under the NFL's bright lights. The reaction was instant. NFL purists hit comment sections saying they were tired of seeing Swift during games.
Caitlin Clark has made a statement now. She has spoke on the state of the Indiana Fever roster. Caitlin Clark was shown last night, and we're going to look at some of the responses from Sunday Night Football having put that up, and what it's going to look like far as the fact that this team is going to look very different because nobody's got contracts.
Football fans absolutely loathe Taylor Swift, to be just quite honest with you. One post read, "Some called it a media circus. Others jumped in defending her, saying the broadcast was meant to celebrate how huge the sport had become." The debate grew so fast that even casual viewers couldn't avoid it. Tweets, memes, and think pieces popped up within an hour of kickoff. Then came the talk about Swift's rolling petition entrance. Fans joked that the media was giving her a presidential-level escort while players were still stretching on the field. That detail fueled even more frustration online. The backlash wasn't just loud, it was immediate. Within the same timeline, though, something odd happened.
Honestly, ruined pro football. Ooh. Not gonna lie, Caitlin Clark's kind of cute for real. Man, starting this nonsense again. Caitlin Clark. How'd Clark get involved? Of course, she's a massive, massive Taylor Swift fan. Who freaking cares? Clark and Swift aren't players. Kelce plays a team sport. It's the Chiefs versus the Lions. This is why I no longer watch Chiefs games.
While Swift's name drew the heat, Caitlin Clark's name was trending for all the right reasons. NFL broadcasts saw massive engagement spikes every time a celebrity appeared on screen, which explains why networks keep cutting to those suites. But among all the mixed reactions, Clark stood out. People who were frustrated about the coverage still commented, "CC love," or "she's chill." Somehow, being in the same frame didn't drag her down at all. Only one person seemed untouched by the noise, and that was Caitlin Clark. So what made her stand out while everyone else got burned by the online firestorm? Anyone else would have been pulled straight into the Swift backlash. But Caitlin Clark somehow walked away even more popular. What protected her wasn't luck, it was trust. Clark didn't show up as a marketing move. She's an actual Taylor Swift fan and a legit Chiefs supporter, so her appearance wasn't orchestrated or polished. It felt real, like she was just another fan soaking up the moment, and that made a huge difference. When the cameras caught her in that suite, people read it as enthusiasm, not self-promotion.
A lot of people do, though. The Chiefs, a lot of people don't realize this. The Chiefs actually have the number one NFL ratings on television. Honestly, so flippin' annoying. Notice how the refs were back to their old selves because of that. And a lot of people are still on the referees' conspiracy theories. And this is why the Chiefs won. All stars in the house. Wow.
That authenticity hit hard online. Fans didn't see her chasing headlines. They saw her enjoying herself. It's rare now because anytime an athlete links up with a major celebrity, the comments usually turn sour fast. But Clark's image has always been built on working hard, speaking honestly, and staying grounded. That shielded her when the timeline went wild. Even brand experts say authenticity is the most valuable currency in sports right now, and Clark keeps spending it wisely. She's open, consistent, and most importantly, believable. While other players might try to navigate controversy with silence or spin, Clark already had credibility with her fans. That same weekend, she was trending for something totally separate: her straight-up comments about the Indiana Fever's roster. "Not everybody can stay 'cause we had 17 people on our team. That's a fact," she said. That kind of honesty hits differently in a world full of polished answers. Her audience trusts her because she talks like someone who actually cares about the game, not about saving face. Even during her NFL cameo, Fever fans were talking about those quotes, not gossiping about who she sat next to. That's how strong her connection is. People saw her as real, so they defended her without hesitation. And with that kind of crossover power, the question now is how far that authenticity can take her beyond the WNBA spotlight. Caitlin Clark didn't just survive the pop culture chaos, she owned it. Sitting next to Taylor Swift could have turned messy, but it became another win for her image. While many football fans complained about Swift's screen time, Clark's mention stayed overwhelmingly positive. Viewers wrote things like "CC's living it up," turning what could have been backlash into warmth. Her genuine love for both Swift and the Chiefs made her presence feel natural. That kind of quiet authenticity goes a long way. If she keeps that mix of humility and star power, she could redefine how WNBA players shine in mainstream media.